today as a representative of the University Grenoble Alpes, one of the universities participating in the European project Dress for City. I'm here with Fantin, one of the students of this university. Can you present yourself?
Hello. So my name is Fantin Auvergne. I am a student at Grenoble INP NC a school oriented about energetic, hydraulic, and environment. And in it, I am in the filière mécanique and energetic. And next year, we'll follow the semester focused on the environmental matters.
So today the objective of this interview as a part of this project is to first to know the opinion of the student that's doing his studies in energy about the importance of energy transition, to know why the student chose this program and what modifications you would like to make to your curriculum in order to improve it. So my first question will be really, really general, is how do you think is it important for people, especially for students, to have knowledge and skills about energy transition and generally about sustainable development?
When you say important for people, do you mean in their opinion or in absolute value?
In absolute value.
I didn't understand.
Well, for their opinion.
Okay. I think that most people don't think this is important to have a good learning about it because they already feel they know there is a problem and what it is. So I think they don't really understand why they need to have more information and knowledge. But some group of people are more interested in those topics, so they are more likely to desire to know more, and many of them will try to do it in their studies, as many students in my school NC who came knowing it will be that knowing that environmental matters will be included in the courses.
Okay, so
believing it.
So do you think that it was also so for you think that it's also important to know about the energy transition and try to provide more information to people about it?
Yeah.
Okay, so do you think that it was also one of the reasons why you chose your program? And what were the reasons why you chose the program related to this topic?
Because I liked the technical subject that the school was working on, so mechanic, for example, and honestly, the geographical position of the school was really nice for me. So it was also a big point, but the environmental consideration was maybe the thing that made me choose, okay, this is the one I will go in.
Okay.
Because I hoped to have more knowledge to help me fight this issue in the future.
Okay. So you said that you really like the environmental aspect of your education. What are the other points that you really appreciate in your curriculum? And maybe what are the negative points that you would like to change? And maybe you would think that this would help for students and for teachers to create a program that will help to our society in a more environmental way.
Yeah. So first, I don't think I like that environmental matters are in my courses, in my curriculum, but I don't like the way it is in it because I expected much more out of it. And I like my courses because there is mechanic in it, and because it helps me to learn how to dimension any object or thing we are working on, but I think we don't learn enough to see the issues as a globality. We don't address the impact of our project enough, in my opinion. And I would like to learn more to conceive things. Like when we design, there is a designing process and the dimensioning process, and we are really focused on the dimensioning part. And in fact, I think this is all we should change our approach to fight climate change, and this thing more happen in the designing part of the solutions, and where we never talk about is a solution satisfying? Does the problem really need a solution? Is it a real problem? And I think this lacks a lot in our studies, and this is one of the things I will change the most. And also, we talk about environmental matters, but only so little part of our time. We absolutely do not do it enough. Like this year, maybe I had 4 hours dedicated on this topic, and I had no other courses. In first year, we have more courses, but it's still nothing. And also, this is approach that should be general in the school. We should not have like a few classes specific to those topics, as the one I'm choosing for next year, where I will only focus on those matters. We should do it all the time. For example, I have a course named modelization and analysis for flows, and we only studies supersonic flows, and our exam is was only about application on aviation and on a gazoduct, an heated gazoduct, which we had to make work. And I don't know, this is so inadequate.
So you think that you don't have the program is not large for, and it's not applicated everywhere, or
yeah, almost nowhere. Like in most of our I don't know, do you translate unité d'enseignement? But
I don't know, but okay.
Yeah, we have absolutely nothing related to environmental questions and social impact, neither. And this is a big problem.
Okay, so do you think that the fact that you don't have all of this in your program, in your curriculum, your students are missing some skills?
Yeah, absolutely. That it would really need.
So for actually now our project and our team of Race for City, we want to also to make some change and some to introduce more energy transition and talk about more environmental aspects in your education. So our team has an idea to create the MOOCs or micro programs. As you know, it's that the small and short programs that can help to some students, for instance, students of economics that don't really do anything about energy, to be introduced to renewable energy transition and in general to environment, and for your students to have maybe some deeper knowledge about one specific energy or about one. In general about environmental aspects of using energies, and even maybe to have some skills that are not really represented in your curriculum, that are skills of economics, management, or etc., but can be really interesting in your field. So, do you think that this concept can be relevant? Would you be interested in it? And maybe do you think that other students can be interested?
I think it's a really good idea that other students will be interested in it. I even know myself some that follow this kind of MOOCs. But I will not personally be interested in it because I consider not having the time to spend in those occupations because I'm also very invested in the community life at my school, and I volunteer in a few associations. So I don't want to free this time, and also it will only solve a part of the problem, and we should also include those consideration in every curriculum. Like, even if we don't talk directly about those topics, we should consider them while creating the syllabus of courses.
Okay. So, do you think that it's also a good idea, for example, for those who are not in your, who are not, who don't participate in the community life of university? Because I think that there are some students that are maybe not really social, or they are not so interested. Maybe instead of doing this community life, they could participate in this MOOCs.
I
They
think that the people who will participate are only the most interested one. So it will be some people already in the community life, active in
Okay.
this community life, who will want to learn more. But I don't expect many people to join it because this is
Okay.
a boring effect. Like they know this topic exists, they have heard of it in many ways in their lives, but have never taken time to have a serious approach about it.
Yeah.
So they will just not uh, make
They won't
like
be
cross the
interested.
gap.
Yeah. Okay. So maybe the fact that we introduced this MOOC, it will cause a wider gap between those that who are really interested and those that are
Yeah,
not interested. Yeah.
maybe.
So.
But still, we need leaders in transitions, and it's okay that not everyone uh, gives the same attention to it. So it's still a good thing to do, I guess. But yeah, it's not the only one we should.
Okay, I see it. So we also if we talk about the MOOCs, imagine that the next year they will be ready for our students. How would you like to be informed about it? Because we also know that everyone talks about the environment. Our university in general, it's really engaged in energy transition and environmental in the fight against climate change. But sometimes I think that it's a little bit difficult to to communicate this topic to our students. And sometimes student mail is not a good idea, and most of us just ignore them.
Mm.
So how would you like to be informed about it?
I think that it should go through the school's administration
Mm-hmm.
to so people give it more credit,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and I think we cannot do a lot more on the student side. But I don't know if you're also interested in other population. Like if it's wide open, maybe
Mm-hmm.
you can just like use a adverse like you could adverse about it in public spaces. Like in Grenoble,
Mm-hmm.
we have um, in big intersections towers
Mm-hmm.
with ads about things the city is doing, not a commercial ads. And I think it could be included into this communication of the city, for
Okay,
example.
that's a good idea. So my last question for today, as someone who will be soon be introduced to the labor market, do you think that you will be able and you'll be capable to apply so sustainable practices and technologies in your future career? or it's so difficult to say right now?
I think I will, but only because I'm okay with making sacrifices. Like,
Mm.
because of my engagement, I don't think I will work in a big international company, as many people do when they leave schools. So I think I will, but I think it is really difficult, and most people want to, but this is not their number one priority. So they just can't afford it in comparison. So they just go in big company and do their business as usual.
Okay. So do you think that it's really more complicated for a big company to set up the sustainable practices, or it's just that it's not in their interest?
I think it's not in their interest,
Mhm.
but there are some of those who have the more power to do it. For example, if they just stopped lobbying our politicians in the wrong directions, maybe it will help a lot. But they don't want it, so I don't expect them to change their mind about it, and I will go without them.
Okay. So also, do you also think that it's a little bit easier to do it in a research field, or rather than in the private sector?
I think it's easier to find something in the research field that fulfill ourselves and make us think we are doing, we are acting for environment. But this is not what I want to do, because I think because we are in the early stage of the transition, we have a lot of our work oriented into researches,
Mhm.
but we need now to put this discovered in practice. And I would like to work or with local communities, for example, in a repair cafe,
Mhm.
or in a usual company,
Yeah.
doing things well, because we need to get to the next step anytime.
Yeah. Finally, from word to action.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay, I got you. So thank you very much for the participation. It was a nice talk. Thank you very much.
cool. Thank you. I'm pleased it helped you.
Thank you.